Wow. This commentary you're seeing right here, it is one of the most well thought, long thought, and one of the most discussed things that I talk about or mention about with my friends and maybe even here on YouTube. Yet I've never really made a video commonly speaking out against it all the way. But after months and months of thinking about it, I'm finally going to do it. Let me start out by asking you a question. What do you see mostly in your sub boxes if you relatively just subscribe to gaming channels? What do you see when you go on the front screen and see featured videos? What game related videos do you see? What videos do you see all over YouTube and has the profusion of breeding bunnies? And unless you're a total asshat, you would have known the answer was Modern Warfare 2. Now, the normal person would ask themselves, why is this game still popular commentary-wise? And why does it seem to overshadow almost every other commentary there is right now? Well, actually, there are a few plausible reasons why this game is still popular commentary-wise today. Previously, I said that this game was totally overhyped by its predecessor, Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4, you know, the game that almost everyone loved and came out of nowhere. Another reason is that the game has an addictive aspect, because you know how annoying the game gets. And people want to know how to get better, since this is mainstream and every one of their friends is playing it, and everyone's mom is playing it. And so they look up to commentators for tips and tricks for helping them get better in the game. But what seems to be the most plausible reason would be that over the year, these commentators have gradually built a steady fan base with over, I don't know, 50,000 subs. That's just coming out of my head. And also that the COD franchise already has a huge fan base off the previous games all itself. Oh yeah, and machinima and shit, yeah, blah blah blah. The funny thing about all these commentaries, the one thing that comes to mind when I ever see a video pop up into my description, one thing comes into my mind. It's been done. There is literally a commentary for almost every game you could think of. You want a G18 nuke? We got it here. Throwing knife only, flawless? You betcha. Nukes on S&D? Please, we had several last week. Being tied up and have the knife in your mouth to kill people for a nuke in less than a minute? Please, your team is babies. Though I would say it's a bit hard to even flip the switch when you're all tied up like that. And this is not just about the repetitive gameplay we've been given all year. Many commentators are now kind of sounding like themselves, like I can barely make a distinction between each of the other. If, for instance, if you, I don't know, blindfolded me and you set me in front of the video and you made me hear what that person was saying, it would actually I would actually need some time to differentiate who it was, because it sounds like they're saying the same stuff to me, and their voices, it's just so generic. Well, that's not really a word, but they're so similar, it's unbelievable. Now let me elaborate a little bit more into the whole exploitation thing. It's pretty funny that I'm playing a Soviet Union communist soldier when I'm talking about exploitation. And now, I'm not talking about exploiting the poor, taking advantage of the middle class. But I am talking about how this game and how people use it, how it's literally becoming everyone's toilet paper. They take a piece of, they shit on the game, they say crap about it, and they get a lot of views, and they continuously use the toilet paper. I'm using a toilet joke for this. A toilet analogy. This is how low it's gone, people. When someone complains, someone I know who complains about this game for months and months on end about this game, I have to ask this person, if you value yourself as this person, why are you still doing this after months and months of doing this? Why haven't you gone to something better? Why do you keep torturing yourself if this is that bad? Do you like the shit you find on there, or do you need to get something mad about? I mean, are you a masochist or what? Are you doing it for the views? Are you doing it because your loyal fanbase commands it? And this really isn't, it is not directed by any individual of any commentator, any individual commentator, or just a group of commentators altogether. This is more of a macro thing, not a micro. Though one source that we can really all say that's had a huge part in this is the most well-known game entertainment company on YouTube, Machinima. Now I can reminisce back then. I can reminisce when Machinima was just about plainly Machinima. And I can remember that I think it's about this time past year that it actually had around 2,000 to 4,000 videos. Now if you look at it today, ever since that boom, you will see that it has over 11,000 videos. And this is not to say that all of them are Modern Warfare 2, because we've noticed that they've been doing trailers and also other commentaries, and they still have the Machinimas up. Thank God. But we know the majority of them were Modern Warfare 2 videos. And I even, 2 months ago, I actually came out with an experiment. Not an experiment, just an observation. I actually looked at Machinima Respawn because they needed to make a second channel because of all the Modern Warfare 2 commentaries. I mean, seriously, that many videos. And I found out for that every day it was rather around half or above half. It was usually above half. It has little variety. I mean, even a crayon box has more variety than Machinima. That's saying something. And yes, there are alternatives in Machinima where you see the 4, the World at War, the Halo 3, the Battlefield Company 2. But those are not really good substitutes. It's like throwing a different coat of paint every time. I mean, sure they do differentiate in engines, but it's basically almost the same stuff I'm looking at. That kind of makes my crayon box analogy null and void. So I'm guessing it has the same variety as a crayon box. Well, if half the crayons were the same color. But this whole thing started when the original commentators started with this game. And I'm not saying it's their fault. Of course it's not. They just happened to inspire a whole lot of people to make gameplay commentaries. And since Modern Warfare 2 was out mainstream, you may as well have done it. It was common sense. But literally, this game has been played numerous of times where people have gotten sick of it. And people need to know when they're milking a cow for all it's worth and being a dead horse. Now, am I one to say that you can't play these games anymore? You can't make commentaries because you want to? No, I'm not here to say that. If I said that, I'd be a total douchebag. Well, I am a smartass and an asshole at times, but I'm not a douchebag. Guys, it's your choice to play and commentate over what any game you want, even if it is the same game over hundreds and hundreds of times. I'm just here to tell you the situation as it is. How out of hand this has gotten over the past year. And how really we're getting sick of it. And this is more of a request, more of an encouragement for everyone and any commentator. Do something that isn't mainstream. Do something that we don't see every single day when we come onto YouTube. We want to come to something new. Now, what I'm scared of is that, oh my god, it's a Nazi!
Come on! Show me your moves! Punch!
You can make it, my friend. You always survive.
I just wanted to leave off by saying, if you do
Should be yours.
vary from the mainstream, it may not profit you, and it may profit you, but it will make you unique, and people will remember you by it. So let those words sink into your mind, and I hope you have a glorious day. Peace.